People are listening. Mind your bahookies.
Mind your bahookies is correct.
This is the word with multiple meanings.
So I'm all about that bahookie, apparently.
Oh, dear.
I think I've heard that on the radio.
I don't think so, Tim.
Yeah.
I believe it is. I like big bahookies, and I cannot lie.
I cannot fib. Gotta change the whole thing.
Like
We'll have to come up with it. We'll have to. I got time now to come up with a whole bunch of fun things to.
I used to work
say
at
while being arrested now.
I used to work at the Renaissance Fair, and I met a guy who played the bahookie.
Mm.
I don't think that's the same thing.
No.
It was the adult show.
That's a bazooki. What you were
That makes
thinking
a
of
lot more sense.
is that thing that the guy blows into with his lips making the buzzy sound. That's a bazooki.
That
Oh,
Oh.
Not a bazooki.
And usually that's an upcharge.
Oh, fun stuff.
So how have y'all been?
Busy. It has been a year, but we are
it
still
really
here.
has. Mm-hmm.
And it's still going.
Too many years. It was like 3 years stuck in like the last 6 months.
I can feel that.
I've been employed by 3 different people this year, or 3 different companies this year, and so each one feels like it was a long time, even though one was only a month long. But outside of business stuff, it's been pretty good.
How many times did you get COVID this year?
Only once, just once this year so far. But I mean, I'll probably have it again here shortly, since half of my clients that I currently work with have COVID. So, and I've been at their offices in the last couple of days. So, yeah.
Well, my daughter's had it this year, but none of us so far. My daughter's off in college in DC, so she got it out there, not here.
You're being the big smart kiddo.
Being the big smart girl who apparently got high-fived by Flo Rida at the concert when he was at American University. So
All right.
Yay.
these are the
Claim to
things
fame.
I didn't even know Flow Rider was still a thing.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Oh, I mean, I think that's right. I could be wrong. It was quite, I think that's who it was. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's who she said.
I'm go with it. That sounds good. Man, I worked on this scar makeup and it doesn't even show up. That's fine. I'll make it darker for the show.
Well, okay. So your background is like the same color as your face.
I was
Yeah,
gonna,
it's
yeah,
valid.
you're
You're blending with your background, but you're being framed by your hat. So
Hold on.
if you actually moved your camera up above you like this, it would be better for your makeup. But don't worry about it.
It's
You're
fine.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, Kitty.
Fine.
Kitty's with us.
Hi, Kitty.
Woo!
And
And
Rita.
People are showing up.
That means Lawrence is here too, right?
Hi, Rita.
Lawrence is usually right behind you.
Like literally in the room. Cool. Good. I was a little worried when I didn't see anybody join the last 5 minutes. My ego.
Oh
Oh.
Okay, I guess it's 8:00, so I'm gonna
Push the button.
push the
no! Push
button.
the button.
Oh, not the button that says end stream. Oh, here we go.
Not the bahookie.
Texas Steampunk Connection coming to you live from various parts of Texas in our bunkers and airships and whatnot. I am Flavio as usual, and with me as always is Thax, the gentleman adventurer, and Jack from Steam Chest. And we have Master Blue Stocking. Say hello, guys.
Hey.
So once again, we are here to talk, probably about steampunk, most likely, because that's what this is about. Thank you for listening to the Texas Steampunk Connection.
Good evening, everybody. It is Tuesday night, and you have tuned into the Texas Steampunk Connection again. Thank you so much. we are all here. Jack, Thax, and Blue Stocking together. If you have been listening or watching, Jack didn't make it last week or last episode, and he was missed.
Yes, he was.
But tonight we have some of the cast from Steampunk November
Yay!
here to talk to us and chew the fat for an hour. We've already got Kitty and Rita and Lawrence in the comments. Thank you guys for jumping in. This is going to be a great night. I'm really excited.
And Lawrence. There's Lawrence.
There's a ghost number. It's technically +1 at all times.
Why don't you everybody introduce yourselves to us and the audience, starting left to right? Assuming you all are seeing the same screen I am.
I think we are.
I will go first. I'm Shane.
I'm Leslie.
We are Steampunk November.
We're the owners, the operators, the grounds crew, the
Everything.
everything. Not the everything. We have a really great crew of people that help us, but we're the core of the everything.
The buck stops with you.
Yep.
Indeed.
Hey there, folks. Being Sheriff Kate McCannon. I am the sheriff of Misfortune's Landing, which is the town of Steampunk November. And so, yeah, come out and see us.
I am the Captain Zach Flanagan. You may have read the exciting novels about my life, including Zach Flanagan Conquers the Quakers and Zach Flanagan's Who Stole My Rum? And I am going to be at Steampunk November.
Nice.
Wow.
I love it.
Thank you, Zach Flanagan. That was amazing.
What happened to your adventures in Bikini Bottom?
Oh, it's a very long story, missing a few pieces. Evidently, when they leave them out there, you're not supposed to take them afterwards. It's a mistake anyone could have made. It was a complete misunderstanding. I can't go back there, technically.
Mhm.
But
Something about Dable.
simple mistake.
Yeah, that wasn't my jurisdiction, so I can't help you.
Something suicide mission. Something David Hasselhoff.
Yeah.
Big explosions. Just stay away.
We've heard tell there's a lot of places that the captain can't return to.
Well, it's just a series of very unfortunate misunderstandings, which will be cleaned up once I can pay certain people off. But it's things happen when there's a lot of rum and somebody is famous and beloved as I am. Just it's
Indeed. Your shenanigans are known the worldwide at this point.
exactly.
That's why we welcome you to Misfortune's Landing here and love having you for our festivities.
So, a gentleman adventurer such as yourself is a great pool for such an event.
Well, yes, as a licensed airship privateer, it's my job to go and enforce the contracts, assuming, of course, that you can tell smugglers from normal transit ships. Again, a simple mistake anyone could make. There was a few misunderstandings. Now I'm up here at Misfortune Landing getting some awkward repairs made.
Indeed.
Awkward repairs. Okay.
Sheriff, am I to understand that there are smugglers?
Smugglers?
There are smugglers everywhere. An arrow sloop on
Don't say.
I'm just sitting right here. Y'all are telling me everything I need to hear for any arrest to be made. This is the easiest job ever.
I am not implicating myself in any way this year. You stay away from me, woman.
That's right, Blue Stocking. I
one of
believe you spent some time in the pokey
In the
your own
pokey,
self.
Yes, I got tossed in the pokey.
I think partially that was my
They
fault.
prefer the term enablers of cargo rearrangement.
I'm good with
I
them
mean, when I
throwing-
look for resumes, that's the title I look for the most.
Don't
Good
we
for
have
them
one
throwing
of
them in.
them?
because all the proceeds from the Huskow go to our charities.
Yes,
Don't we
indeed.
have-
We do have
Yeah,
a jail and bail. I'll let the sheriff talk about that.
Yeah, so we've got our jail and bail. So what happens is every dollar that we make goes to the Dallas Pets Alive charity. They're going to be right next door to us. You'll get to see some puppy dogs. Everybody likes puppy dogs. So what happens is you, your friend, your sister, brother, crush comes up to me, says, I want to throw so and so into a jail, get their pretty picture made. And I go, okay, how long you want? And they're like, name a number, blah, blah, blah. And pretty much we throw them in jail for that much money, and they get to stay in my jail for that amount of time.
Yes, they do.
Now they can turn it back on you and double it, and then you get thrown in jail, or you can match it and just bail yourself out, but that takes all the fun out of it. But it's a great good time. Me and my crew, we come out, we arrest you. We do not chase. You'll get to my jail eventually. You have to walk by it to get to half the park. So
We'll see who gets arrested this year.
So many people.
so many people. Yeah, we've got a few cast members that we've got bounties on. It's a set goal to reach that bounty, and whenever we reach that bounty, that cast member is going to get put in jail. I do believe there is a Mr. Popkiss already on the list. We've got quite a few on the list. My deputy is in charge of that part of the whole shenanigans, but it's kind of trying to get us to raise more money for them puppy dogs and them kitty cats. So yeah, it's a fun time.
I'll drink to that.
I
Yes.
drink to that too.
Yes,
And
once
speaking
again,
of drinking,
Kitty cats in the jail with you.
Now I have put one of the puppy dogs in there. They usually only bring the puppies, so.
well, there was talk of, are we open to other types of animals showing up? And I said yes. And there was mention of possibly cats, but also rabbits.
Okay.
So we never know what kind of foster animals will show up this year, because I know right now in the system there's also a foster pig. So I don't think the foster pig is coming, but I could be wrong.
Oh, Biggie.
And that we will be running a raffle again for the Dallas Pets Alive organization. So you can buy raffle tickets. We'll have several baskets. They're usually really good baskets. We are going to do the raffle drawing on Sunday afternoon, and you have to be present to win. So make sure you use both days of that ticket this year.
Ooh.
Cranky Kraken could use a mascot. Yes, I like this idea.
well, we have kind of jumped the gun here. I think probably all of our listeners know what Steampunk November is, but that's a presumption on my side. So, Shane and Leslie, why don't you tell us about what is Steampunk November for anybody who was out of state or not aware?
You want to go?
I can take it.
You go. Okay.
Steampunk November is a steampunk festival in the air of Renaissance festivals around the country. We have converted a site into a Old West stylized town to be an airship sort of way station, and include a lot of acts and entertainers and lots of vendors selling lots of different kinds of wares. There's kind of three sections to the site. One is sort of under the tree cover, chandeliers hanging around the front of it, all interlaced with stages and vendors.
And fire pits.
And fire pits. Very important fire pits, because November's cool. So we do encourage lots of good Victorian style wear, because you stay warm in your good Victorian style wares, as well as just the general coats and jackets and everything else. But the fire pits really add to the ambiance. We have one there in the village area, under the trees. We have one out in the gardens area in front of the Gilded Rose Saloon and near the Time Traveler stage, as well as another fire pit in the Secret Garden, which is a nice little
Not so secret garden.
not so secret garden. And the East Meadow also has a fire pit down by the cabaret stage, as well as the new fire pit over in
Barrows Hollow.
Barrows Hollow,
Ooh.
which is where Mr. Popkiss and our
Burke and Hare.
our grave diggers, will be doing story time and playing a bit around the fire. So, I mean, we're kind of your traditional festival. Lots of festivities. There's a parade. There's lots of stage shows and acts. There's roaming actors. There is food to be had. We have multiple food vendors this year, as well as the saloon itself, which is always a wonderful place to sit back and relax. So, I mean, it's your traditional air of festivities for all to have.
And we do have in the saloon and the slightly unstable dive bar, there is a full bar setting. So there are adult beverages available.
Yes.
I think was it last year? I forget, but the last time I was there, so yeah, that was last year. You guys had a microbrewer or someone providing craft brew out there.
Yes.
But boy, it went fast.
Yeah.
It was really good.
We do have a very generous sponsor with Pegasus City Brewery. They sponsor our beer tasting, and there are still beer glasses available to purchase for the beer tasting on Saturday afternoon. So you can still get into that, as well as our wine tasting, which is sponsored by Saviana Winery. So, and those are both locally owned and operated businesses. We're really, happy to have them on board.
Awesome.
Very nice.
Very cool. Very excited.
Can't wait.
Yeah,
It's going to be a really good year.
It's going to be a good year.
Yeah.
You have some. I recall seeing you posting about other events happening across the rest of the year. Am I mistaken in that?
No.
You are not mistaken in that. We have big plans of adding to our lineup of events over 2024. So we will definitely be bringing back Riders in the Field.
Yes.
And then in December of 2024, we are going to have a barbecue cook-off.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Yes. We will also be bringing back the Mad Hatter tea, and then maybe some other teas throughout the year that are special events that just are standalone tea events that you can come enjoy a 5-course tasting tea paired menu, and with some entertainment. And I'm not going to talk about the entertainment yet because some of it's a secret.
Yes.
Oh.
As well as we're also going to be doing the April 8th event.
Yes, we are having a solar eclipse watch party out here
Right.
on April the 8th. We have some solar glasses available for $2 each. We are not charging a set fee for this event. We have a pay what you can pay and hang for the day policy on this. So you can go to our, ticket link there and pay us whatever you can pay.
Or if you're going to come camp out. Now, the camping is all done through Hip Camp, and that will be a paid camping fee for your time.
That is
here.
$45 a night for the solar eclipse weekend through the solar eclipse Monday and Tuesday. We are almost right in the middle of the solar eclipse path.
Yeah.
We had a really good viewing on this past Saturday of the partial eclipse, and the full eclipse is going to be truly outstanding out here. We've got a lot of sky.
Yeah.
Yes.
and I
Yes.
think 3 minutes. Start.
Yes.
So it's going to be, the world will go to night in the middle of the day. So that's going to be fun.
We're going to try to have some food and snacks. We're going to probably try to have a live band. So we're going to make it a fun time.
That is awesome because every year that I go to Steampunk November, I think this is such a great site that they, the only event I know of is for 2 days out of the whole year.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right? We want to do more. We want to do live concerts and things of that nature. We're dealing with logistics on that right now and trying to get a schedule set up, which will be pretty much fully. We'll announce our initial schedule as soon as the festival's done online. We'll probably be having flyers out front so you can find out about events and stuff. But in general, we're trying to make the facility more of a full, all the time, year-round event center so that we can do more steampunk events, more other associated events, concerts, maybe, I don't know, Shakespeare. I don't know. We don't know exactly all the events we want to do. The list is
Long.
So a lot of it is about how we can do it, sponsorships for certain things. Other things don't require sponsorships and just require that we set up advertisement budgets and things of that nature so that we get out there and get in the public view for those things.
And since I know they're listening, I want to give a shout out to a couple of really awesome contributors. They've made a lot of changes possible for us this year, which is really helping us set up for next year. And it's Lawrence and Rita Allen, and I know they're watching. They've been awesome. They've been helpful. They've, really stepped up as, some generous, sponsorship to us, and we really appreciate them.
Yeah.
They
We're
are
right there with you.
appreciated by many. Yeah, they are.
They're great.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's not just they have made, and I will say they've made financial contributions. They come out and they work. They come out and, participate in other things. They are here. They are present. They are fantastic.
Yeah, they've jumped in real well with our volunteer group. And I do have to say that our volunteer group has really stepped up this year too and is helping out a lot.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we've had people out in the middle of the week. Been out here today. We had 2 people come out. Just having people who are available to come out anytime has been great because we've been able to get more done each week. It's not just me by myself in the field going, oh, I hope this is all going to work out okay. Where if you've got someone there, it helps that interaction. Having someone who's like, yeah, this is going great. You're like, oh, good, because I thought I was going crazy just thinking this was going to be a good idea. The whole thing started off as a private party that we're like, hey, let's just do a steampunk party. And here we are. It's like,
I wanted to
13
ask
years
you
later.
about that. Since we've discussed Steampunk November in the past amongst ourselves, we had to make a lot of guesses and poor memories as to how Steampunk November started. Now,
I
Shane,
got
you
this one.
used to
Oh,
be
yeah.
in a dueling company comedy act that went to Ren Fair.
Sword Fighting Comedy Act, yeah.
Yeah, I've read your resume. It's really cool.
He's really cool. I'm not gonna lie, he's really cool. I have a super cool husband.
And
He
I had heard-
he used to be part of a group called Cut, Thrust, and Run, which is a sword fighting comedy act.
Yeah.
Multiple Renaissance festivals on the circuit. The first couple of times we did this, it was the Cut, Thrust, and Run show. And
didn't it revolve around his birthday?
No.
No, that's
Guy Fawkes Day.
Guy Fawkes Day.
oh.
The first year. So here's the story for all of you who don't already know this. A little background. I have a degree in hotel and restaurant management. One of the classes I took was convention and event planning, which is why I went into the degree to begin with. And then I discovered I could have a job in wine. And so my path changed. So Cut, Thrust, and Run about the end of September.
Yeah, I would say it was a September meeting.
End of September,
We were practicing,
we're out
doing a
here having a practice, running through the choreography, the stage choreography, combat, the things like this. And I go outside, and they're all standing outside in our front path. And Shen goes, honey, come here for a second. I said, what is it? And he said, I think instead of a Halloween party this year, we should throw a steampunk festival. I'm like, no, it wasn't this year. He goes, instead of a Halloween party, we should do a steampunk festival. I'm like, oh, that sounds like a great idea for next year. And he said, no, this year, the first weekend of November. And I said, that's 6 weeks away. That you can't, you can't put together a festival in 6 weeks. That's not how it works. These things take a year. You have to plan. You have to get people. You have to, no. So 6 weeks later, we had a steampunk festival on Guy Fawkes Day, and it was 12 hours from 2 p.m. to 2 a.m. And I think with everyone involved, including the 11 vendors, 5 bands, 3 bands,
No, 5 bands
5 bands, a belly dance troupe,
in the burlesque.
and a burlesque show, then everybody who showed up and all the volunteers and the people, I think we had 152 people in the whole place.
That's a
And so
pretty
we were like,
private
well,
party.
that's fun.
Yeah, it's not bad though.
Right.
No.
It was a really fun
It's
private
not
party.
bad.
And then people were like, oh, you should do this again. So we did it again. And then year 2, they're like, are you going to do this again? We're like, I don't know if we're going to do this again. I'm not sure. So we're like, okay, we'll do it one more time. The first year was 2011. So we one more times a lot.
Yeah, we built one stage for the first one. We
Mhm.
built another stage for the
Second
second
one.
year. The third year, we survived on those 2 stages, but we added camping.
Mm-hmm.
And the fourth year, we got demolished by floods.
I was there for
And-
that.
11, 12, 13, 14. No, that was 5th year.
Was it 15 or 14? It's
15.
14.
5 floods in 15.
Okay, 5 floods in 15.
We had 5 floods in 2015. Inside of this room, we waited out of the house.
2015 was bad. Yeah.
That was the
I
year.
We're getting like 16 inches a night.
Yeah.
It was insane.
Yeah.
That was
all
the
of-
year I started, I think.
Yeah. All the rivers and lakes
Yeah,
were flooded everywhere up here.
It was crazy.
It was.
Yeah.
So we expanded then to
In 15, when expanded and took out the horse pasture that we had and added
the saloon.
the saloon, the
The
gazebo
lights, the
stage,
gazebo.
some more lights, more fire pits. And then 2 years after that, no, 1 year after that,
1 year after that,
we opened up the East Meadow
and the cabaret stage.
because it started getting crowded.
Yep.
Because now we have a lot more than 152 people.
I have vendored for many of your years, and I will admit that it's. I never really made a whole lot of being that I
Speak your
was.
truth, it's all right.
I never made the money I wanted there, but that's not the whole reason I was there, because my people were not the target audience for the subscription service in which I was putting forth. But the menagerie of being able to wander through all the vendors and getting all the connections I needed for the next year for my subscription service is what I did there. So, because a
It's
lot of
the
people didn't
friends
know
you
there
made
was a
along
steampunk
the
subscription
way.
service. So I was able to do all my connections and pretty much make all the things I needed for that year in place and get all my orders from all them. And then I'd sit back and enjoy having all the stuff come in the mail and being like Christmas every month. And, like, what did I get? Oh, look, it's the knit airships. I got this, for the box this time. But so I've always loved, that was an aspect that was different from every convention I've been to where I was selling stuff. As actually here, I was able to wander around and actually enjoy being involved with everything and being, arrested and just being able to play. And when y'all had the Ford cars out there and we did the photo shot out there, that was so great.
Cool.
So much fun.
That was really fun.
Yeah. Yes, unfortunately, that neighbor has passed away.
Oh,
Oh.
Yeah, and I did not have the dinero that was required to get them the year he was like, hey, I'll give them to you for this. I was like, hey, I wish I had that.
So let me go buy a lottery ticket.
Because yeah, three Model Ts and
In
Damn.
impeccable condition.
yeah, I got to
Wow.
drive
Working,
them in and
but
out of
like-
the site.
They drove.
Ah.
He drove them from the neighbor's house to here. They were
Yeah.
way out of budget.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'd imagine
Yeah.
they would be.
One day they'll be in our budget.
One time.
One day.
We're working
Yeah,
on
in
it.
those first few years, I mean, we were just bringing in whatever acts we could bring in. And then one year, one of our good friends, Patrick, who had been coming out as this repeating grave digging character, just as
Fun.
for fun.
Yeah.
He said, "Hey, if you ever have a cast, sign me up." And then we were like, "Hey, maybe we're getting big enough to have an interactive cast." And now I think we are up to a little over 20 people on our interactive cast.
Started with
2 of them, of
five.
course, are here.
Weren't
Natalie
there
had
like
told us that there were a lot more people in the cast, but that's pretty big.
Wow, I'm impressed and I'm intrigued. How does one? What kind of vetting system do you have for becoming a cast member?
They are hand selected.
Aha.
I'm
They usually have experience in actual street performance in festival environments or street performance, things of those natures. So they have good improv qualities. They have good patron interaction qualities. They know the do's and don'ts. Then we go through a workshop period in which we recover some of those things. Of course, there are certain legal policies you have to have in order and things of that nature. But you try and make sure that everybody is very, very specifically checked, verified, know who they are, know who they've been.
We might know some people at a festival about 30 minutes away.
Maybe just a few. But I mean, we do pull some of our entertainment even from other festivals in the country.
Of course.
And we're also, of course, trying to introduce a wider variety of music along the way as well. So we don't just do steampunk music, though we prefer to.
This year we have Riley Gilbreth and Lone Star Blue, and they are a bluegrass band. And they actually had to get a hold of us, and we had them scheduled for both days of the festival. And then they said, "Hey, we're really sorry, but we just made the final list for the Texas Country Music Awards, and that ceremony is on the Sunday of your festival. Is it okay if we go?"
Wow.
Wow.
Like, I'm gonna say no.
You know,
No,
they're
so-
gonna be here.
No.
We have an award-nominated band,
so
here.
they're only going to be there Saturday?
Only
They're
Saturday.
only going to be there Saturday.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, these kids, and I say kids because one, I'm old, and two, they are kids. They are talented. They are really, it's an amazing bluegrass band.
So I showed their picture of them coming to my parents.
Mhm.
And my mom has already seen them because they played at the Chisholm Trail Pioneer Days,
Mhm.
I think last year. And so when I showed her the picture, she's like, "Oh, I know them. We want to see them." So now I have to tell them they're only coming on Saturday so that she'll come.
Yes.
Which is also the same day as Pioneer Days, but they're fine. They'll make it.
They'll make it.
They'll have to choose.
It's Pioneer Day.
So we were talking about the cast, and I want to, talk to Captain Zach Flanagan over there again. We have several cast shows this year. Not everyone here who runs those show, not everyone who runs the show is here, obviously, since our cast is so large. We have a live Nerf gun shooting gallery where patrons can shoot at members of the cast. Should be really fun. They have to hit the targets, not just the cast members. We have egg racing back again this year. It's really funny. The egg racing is very, very funny.
It's a spectacle.
It's a spectacle. We do have a dance show this year, Mr. Diamond's Dazzling Dance Show. Very similar to what you would see at a Renaissance festival, doing country and court style dances, where they will instruct you how to do them, and then there's live music to perform them.
Nice.
And then one of my favorite shows, it's just so funny to watch, I can hardly stand it, is Captain Zach Flanagan's show. And I would love for you to tell us more about that.
Well, it's very simple. People come to me all the time with questions. I have so many adoring fans. My exploits as an airship privateer have been popularized in books across the country. And they say, "Zach, what the hell did you do?" I mean, of course, asking about, my adventures. The second thing they ask is, "Zach, how does one become a member of your crew?" It's very simple. There are certain things that you have to be a member of the crew. You have to be bold. You have to be strong, preferably fireproof, quick-witted, and bold. And the best way to test to see if somebody is quick-witted is through the magic of improv. And so we test out our guinea pigs or volunteers, whichever you work. I find those two terms are fairly interchangeable. And we see who's going to be quick-witted enough to be a member of my crew, a member of my Dorian crew. It's going to be a lot of fun, and you're going to have a great idea. And if not, well, the audience give the suggestions, so that's their fault, not mine. But if you have a great time, that is from me. So I'm very much looking forward to it. We're going to have multiple shows. So if you can't make one show for something else, come over, and it's going to be more fun than anything else, mostly because it's Captain Zach Flanagan's improv show. I mean, and the other great show that you need to check out is going to be the poetry contest. It's on Saturday evening. And if you're lucky, I might debut my latest poem, Ode to an Airship Privateer, about somebody who's near and dear to my heart, me. So it's being worked on, and that with my other poetry, Oh God, Why Did You Hit Me? That's going to be another hit, and everyone will love that. Absolutely guaranteed. So we're going to have some great shows as well as egg racing and dancing and things like that. There is something for everyone.
Yes,
love
and
it.
there is a cash prize for the winner of the poetry contest.
Well then,
Me.
to brush up my poetry.
Wow.
Yep. I will be walking away with this. My poetry is wonderful because I'm talking about me. So, of course, I can't. Nobody else should even bother with it. Just give me the check, and that'll be fine. Yes.
It is kind of Captain Flanagan to allow other people to attend and hear his poetry before he wins the contest. I think that's very kind.
Indeed.
How can other people learn and grow if they don't watch a master like me perform? I mean, it's just the basics about how everybody else can come up to my level, because I'm Captain Zach Flanagan.
That's hard to argue with. That's hard to argue against.
Exactly.
Why would you even try?
I know, right? Just hands down.
Well,
Walk
at least
away.
he hasn't begun speaking of himself in the third person.
That's kid stuff. Anybody who refers to themselves as a third person is royalty, mostly, and I'm not royalty yet.
Yeah, you'd have to fight Cuthbert.
Looking for the right suitor.
I'm thinking the Tsarina of Tanzania. She's
there you go.
She sent me several letters, and it's looking kind of serious.
Well, congratulations. That's you must be very excited.
I
I
am.
hope you got a daguerreotype first. I'm just saying.
Always get the daguerreotype first.
Always get the daguerreotype first.
Yes, but I have to send her a little bit of money first through Aero Transit. Evidently, they're having some problem moving some money out of Tanzania. It's
can
all
help with
very
that.
complicated, I'm sure.
Well,
It's a good thing that poetry contest is coming up.
There you go.
Now, also, there's going to be a raffle drawing that will be on Sunday. That should be very, very exciting as well.
Okay, so people could buy tickets to the raffle through the whole festival, and do they need to attend on Sunday to get
Then the
their
raffle's
name?
done
The
on.
raffle
Yes.
raffle tickets will be available at the Dallas Pets Alive booth. And we usually have anywhere from 5 to 7 really good raffle baskets. There will be a tea basket. There will be a wine basket, a beer basket. Our vendors contribute to the raffle baskets. There's always great things there. Dallas Pets Alive usually also has a raffle basket. It's very pet themed, but it's very popular. And then I think this year they may have a basket from Glaziers, which is an alcohol distribution company. So that could be a really fun basket to win.
That sounds very fun.
Heck yeah.
Did someone speak of spirits?
Yes, indeed.
Hey, speaking of spirits, I was told at some point that there was a discussion in this show.
Oh, Leslie, bless your heart. I was drying out.
Yeah,
I've been
it's
Yes.
drinking the
getting
whole
a bit-
time. What are you doing?
It's getting a
What?
bit thin over here too.
What are we drinking? Is the name of the game.
Yep.
Jack, what are you drinking
Okay.
tonight?
All right. Well, so in the essence of the fact that I bought this while going to the first episode of, or the first time I went to Steampunk November, I bought this wonderful bottle of Zwack at a local place there in Alvarado, Texas. And I haven't really, I found it the other day. I'm like, this is gonna be perfect. I gotta out the mystery alcohol again because I don't remember what it was. And I think it's some version of like Jaeger is the only thing I can come up with.
Oh no. Ooh, flashbacks.
Yummy!
Oh, flashbacks.
So here
to the
we go.
90s. No.
Nightcap tipple.
Hey, if you don't like that, bring it to
Mm.
Steampunk November. I'll take it.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's, I'll bring it just to share with the new
Okay.
sheriff in town.
Yeah.
Does
Throw
it taste
hair on
like
your
Jaeger?
chest.
It's like if you blended Jaeger and something else. I don't really know yet.
So basically, like everything I drank from
Hulu's-
95 to 99.
Oh yeah,
Oh, bad club
Oh,
memories.
it's 10 years old after being purchased. Yeah, here we go. Or more actually. Wow. Okay. Yeah.
All right.
such
Stocky, did I
Affordable.
see you drinking something?
Yes, and actually, I changed it up for you, Dax.
What?
I went noodling through Total Wine and found Charm City Mead.
It's
from
gone.
Well, yeah, it's in my glass.
The whole thing.
I've been
Okay.
working on this bottle for like a week. It's very strong. It's also like,
Exceedingly
really,
thick stuff.
it's really sticky sweet. Yeah, but this is the Sweet Blossom from Charm City Mead Works. It's actually not bad. It's kind of got a bit of a skunky smell to it. You
Me
know,
can get that
the
way,
alcohol
yeah.
overpowers that. So
That could
It's
be a
fine.
thing.
Glowing review. Glowing review.
hey, you know what? It's doing what it's meant to do, so it's all good. No, it's not bad. It's probably, it was what was available at Total Wine because I was looking for something different. So, I've had better mead, but it's pretty good. So
I looked them up. Charm City is in Baltimore, Maryland.
Oh, okay.
So it's imported.
It's fancy mead.
It's imported.
I was gonna get the Vikings blood mead, but that is not cheap.
No, it is not.
Because
I
it's
have
there.
a bottle of it and I have been sipping on it. for
Yeah,
months.
yeah. That was a little too much for my casual drinking. So
That's whiskey prices.
yeah. So all right. Next.
Oh, let's see.
Zach?
I think I thought I saw Sheriff Kate was having a drink of something.
Yeah. So
I was
Been
not Panda
drinking-
Express this time.
not Panda Express this time. No. I've been drinking out of a coffee mug. That's pretty much all I have. So I was part of a wedding last weekend, and they had these fancy mead bottles
Oh, look
made.
at that.
You went to
Kind
a
of
wedding
fair.
that gave you mead?
Yes, I was maid of honor. Of course, they're gonna give me.
Oh yeah. Wedding party always gets gifts.
Yep. So
Fancy.
When do I
Uh,
get to be a maid of honor?
Uh,
Well,
I don't
it's
know. You have to take that up with people who get married. I don't know. It says McIntyre's mead. I believe it was made by a friend of theirs. To be honest, it's really good. It's not. It's your typical mead. Just straight.
The second she said it.
Yeah. It's honey wine. Yeah.
but again,
McIntyre!
I guess
There
that's
was
the
Brad
thing.
upside down, mopping of the whiskey on the floor. Buzz, buzz, the firemen cried when they came knocking at the door. Sorry.
We
Um,
might be Irish.
only a little bit.
Just a little Irish.
But yeah, that's what I'm drinking because it needs to get drank. So
Exactly.
It'll go old.
Seriously, and we
It'd be a
appreciate that.
shame.
it's not going to drink itself.
there's also like a whole bucket of stew that I brought home too because they were like, "Take home some stew. We've got too much." I'm like, I'm real sick of stew.
Just a bucket.
Thank you for the booze and stew, guys.
Best wedding ever.
Best wedding ever. No, it was a great time. It really was. It was all Ren Fair people. So
Oh man.
yeah, it was a party. So it was a party with a ceremony in the middle of it. So
That's
yeah,
what my
it was
wedding was. That's what my last wedding was. Yep.
Best kind.
Exactly.
I appreciate that the parties first get everybody a little drunk, then we have the ceremony, so people don't mind as much.
Jack Sparrow was the officiant, so you know everybody.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yep.
You told
Yep.
us
yeah.
about that. Yeah.
So
Well, congratulations to your friends.
well, thank you.
Yes.
But yep, it was fun. We all were like by 8:30, everybody was like, "Let's go home." I'm like, "Okay,
Let's do it.
let's do it."
When your hard partying friends have gotten old. Shane
point
and
it out,
Leslie, are
it's
you
annoying.
drinking anything tonight?
Well, I've got a wee gift bottle that was given to me of
Ooh.
Aberfeldy 12 years. So
Oh.
I broke it out so I could be tipping with you. All right.
Oh,
We appreciate that.
That's a
I
fine scotch.
have this stuff.
Oh, that stuff is fantastic. I got some of that in here.
what is that?
Pecan praline. It's liqueur.
Pecan praline whiskey, and I am
Oh
not
my.
joking. It smells and tastes like a pecan pie.
So that's the whiskey. I got the liqueur, and it's the best thing to put in your coffee in the morning. It is just
I haven't tried it in
divine.
coffee yet, but I
you will
will
love
tell
it in
you,
coffee.
this is going into the beef course of the afternoon tea menu, because this is the same whiskey that Teapunk Teas made a new tea just for Steampunk November called Archimedes After Dark.
Oh.
Yeah. I was
And
about
they're-
to ask you about that. What's with you and Archimedes and your pecan pies? Like,
Now,
That-
Captain
that
Archimedes.
soundbite.
I know.
Captain Archimedes is the she's the captain of the airship Parliament, which is an all-female crew except for Mr. Popkiss, and he's Mr. Popkiss number 9, and they only need him for countries, third world countries that need a man to talk to people, like Texas. Sorry, that was my outside voice. No, but he used this whiskey to create one of the teas that they are introducing this year, and it is peach pecan whiskey black tea amaretto deliciousness. It is a phenomenal tea. We got to try it on Saturday, and we are very excited. So
Oh, man.
yes,
Sounds
pecan pie and
delicious.
It does. It sounds like a lot, but I'm kind of
I think
Kinda
that's
digging it.
fascinating
yeah.
that they made a tea based on this flavored whiskey. One of the things I like to do is infuse tea into whiskey.
Mm-hmm.
That
I'll
I've
just put
talked about
whiskey in
on
my
the show
tea.
before.
I usually
Exactly.
just
put a little tea in my whiskey,
Just for color.
Just
Yeah.
gotta change. Gotta make it a little darker.
yeah, that's right.
Let's see, and I have I've got a Guinness tonight. Nothing too special
Wow,
here.
that's
Bottle
rather.
of bread.
But that's
Yeah.
pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's Irish
Yeah, but-
traveling food, but that's kind of pedestrian for you, Thax. I'm shocked.
He just needs a slice every now and then.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It brings back memories of early days, drinking at Irish pubs and following bands around. It's just yeah, it's a comfort beer
Throwback
me.
Tuesday. Aw.
Let's see,
I understand
Captain
that.
Zach Flanagan, are you
It's
drinking
not just
something
for-
tonight?
I have a kettle on right now. I have some muffin tea. It's a Teapunk tea apple cinnamon that's brewing after a
That was good.
misunderstanding with a large mountain. I am not drinking for a little while. It's an honest mistake. Anyone could have made it.
Did you litho break your airship?
Well, it's the maps. The maps were wrong.
Oh yeah,
Being
yeah.
drunk had nothing to do with it. But I have a kettle of the muffin tea on right now that I will be having shortly.
Yeah, that was a favorite in the subscription service.
It's probably a good thing that Natalie McTavish isn't around. She'd probably try to fix your airship, and she'd just make it worse.
Well, I'm not sure that. Well, since 2 of the 4 engines are now in a field outside of Fort Stockton, it's kind of. I can't see how it could get much worse, but it's just yes. It's
You never met Natalie.
Moot point.
That sounded so ominous.
Natalie breaks everything before she fixes it, so
But is it fixed in the end?
sometimes.
Sometimes. Well, it's better than the engineer I have now.
Yeah. You should keep your engineer.
It's easier to fix when you know how it's broke.
Now it makes coffee again. It didn't make coffee before. Oh,
Surprise!
Surprise!
I don't know what this
The other
brown
thing that
stuff is.
replacing
Then
is the coffee maker.
that's supposed to be the engine, not a coffee maker.
Oh, coffee maker.
That's an oil filter.
Multi-purpose device.
I see a big doggo in Jack's.
Oh yeah, that's Rayla. She's
Lurking in the background.
resident bat dog.
Aw.
Sorry, I got distracted by big doggo.
Everybody's
Let's
distracted
see,
by
now.
Big Doggo now.
Steampunk November is
my husband
is-
just turned on the comments, so this is really exciting for me. Sorry.
oh yeah. Oh, I should say Lawrence was carefully milking the dragon tonight and is enjoying a dragon's milk this evening, which grosses me out every time.
I know. I'm yeah. I have so many jokes.
Also, some of the other like bigger shows that will be at Steampunk November kind of come in full circle. We're coming back around. Voltaire will be there again as well,
Oh,
like
okay.
always.
Aurelio
He's gonna be
Voltaire is coming back.
he's gonna be at a different stage. He's gonna be pretty much right in front of the jail, pretty much.
He's gonna be on. Oh, that's I like that stage.
Time Traveler, yeah.
Yeah, at the time
Right
traveler
there.
stage. And Circle V will be back. They will also be in a different spot because their spot was taken by Barrows Hollow. They won't be far from where they were originally, but they'll be back. We've also got a Journey tribute band.
Yeah,
Really?
Raised on Journey.
Yeah. So that's
That'll be
exciting.
entertaining.
That will be amazing.
Yeah. So add them
I
to
love Journey.
the
Look,
Lone
we know what our
Stars.
target audience age is.
Yeah.
Same. Oh no.
I do have to ask: is Captain Bones Jangle going to be back this year?
No, he's not back this year. He's not part of the lineup this year.
That's fine.
But we do have 9 different music acts this year. So Queen Anne's
Wow.
Lace will be back. Gananim will be back. Thwin Mills, who everybody just adores, he'll be back in the Not So Secret Garden.
Okay.
Vesperum. I know I'm missing people.
There's a lot of people.
There's a lot of people.
That's awesome.
That is wonderful. Yeah.
We've got 4 different dance acts.
Jamestown.
We don't have
No,
Jamestown this year.
Jamestown is Space.
The International Space Corps. No,
Space Corps.
Intergalactic Space Corps. I'm sorry.
Intergalactic.
Oh,
Space
Space Corps. Space Corps.
Space
I
Corps.
love Space Corps.
They'll be over on the train stage this year. We also have the Teapot Racing coming back.
I know a
So
little
they
girl
will
who
have
is
a- Good,
very
good.
excited about that. So
They will have a 20 by 20 tent out in the East Meadow for Teapot Racing.
I think she's got her own this
Um,
year. She's making her own. So.
Fantastic.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Yes.
That is
Excited.
good to hear. We do have also pay for play games with the axe throwing is back this year, but we've also added 2 more games right next to the axe throwing. So it should be really fun. And the 2 games, because I don't know that not everybody lets their child throw an axe. I mean, we do.
I don't
Only
know.
the best
I don't know these
parents
people.
do.
But the other two games are a lot more like kids can play them safely.
Wait, you're saying axes are not safe?
They only have one sharp area,
not for
and it's a very small area.
Any game that could end with you putting your
So-
eye out is the best game. I'm
If you
just saying.
hit yourself in the face, the eye is probably the least bit the worry problem you have to worry about. the
Some
axe.
parents are airship parents. They just hover. They hover around them all the time. You know, and we're not
Gotcha.
really airship parents, so I don't know.
We're more like, where's my kid?
Where did I leave that one?
You're like 80s style parents.
Like, all right, everyone, sound off. Oh, we're
They're out
missing
there
12 and
somewhere.
15. Where'd they go?
Yeah.
Right.
We're on the radio. Does anybody have eyes on my son?
We lost the other
Sometimes-
3, so I mean, we got one left.
See which ones are still there at the end of the festival.
Right.
Pretty much.
9 times out of 10, he's at the jail.
Lacaro, one of
Fine,
our
fine.
listeners, asks, "Will there be any authors in attendance?"
Not at this event, but when we bring Riders in the Field back next year, we will have authors in attendance at that.
Yes. Well, that's the entire point.
It is the entire point of Riders in the
Riders
Field.
field is nothing but authors.
It's nothing but authors.
Well, and then the actual people who are there to help the authors.
Yes.
But that's a separate kind of event. Writers in the Field is really orientated towards giving the authors the ability to touch and feel and do some of the things that they write about, as opposed to getting in trouble for their web search history with the FBI. So we bring out experts, which, I mean, we've had people from the Secret Service, people from the Federal Marshal's Service. We've had the coroner's office. We've had fire trucks, firefighters, ex-military, sword fighters, jousters, archery specialists, black powder specialists. It's sort of a shotgun at a lot of things: historical clothing, costuming, and other things. So I mean, that's what Writers in the Field's about. With Steampunk November is less like a convention in the sense that we don't have panels. We don't have those little areas where you can step aside and learn about or do the normal things you do at a conventions. It's geared towards being a festival, so it's about festivities and those things. You know, a make and take would be great, but I'd have to find a space to have a make and take that essentially eats into the ability for people to utilize our temperature controlled spaces versus our non-temperature controlled spaces, or I'd have to set up large amounts of big, huge tents to do that kind of stuff. And as much as I like panels, I can go to other steampunk conventions for those panels. You can't go to other steampunk conventions to enjoy an outdoor festival like this. And, you know, the closest thing I think is Wild West out in Arizona, Tucson, Arizona. We're gearing towards, you know, a art kind of style festival. You know, that's really where we are. And that's kind of where we've gone. So we don't really have like artists signing, authors signing and stuff like that. Now, I've heard rumor that there's a possibility that a friend might show up and be doing some book signing over by the Bug and Mole, which is a booth here in the Village area. But I cannot speak names without complete confirmation or affirmation. So I would not like to drop any hints on that. But for the most part, it's not our thing to do is we encourage them to show up. We encourage them to talk and see people and hang out. You know, if they want to hand out their cards and stuff, that's fine. That's wonderful. The whole point of Steampunk November is having a good time, making connections, meeting new people, having great conversations and good friends, enjoying your time around the fire, seeing the entertainment, spending some money at the vendors. And some vendors clean out our ATM and some vendors don't. Because we have one vendor who's consistently done it 2 years in a row. But that's about the vendors, what's popular or what people are wanting to buy. And I will say that tends to lead towards clothing. But it's a steampunk convention. I can't imagine clothing being important. You know,
We have over 40 vendors this year, and there's some regulars, some people who've been with us for a very long time, so you'll get to see your favorites come back.
yeah.
And then we have some new ones that are kind of fun and exciting. So I know, like, we've got a freeze-dried candy vendor this year, which is going to be kind of fun.
That is fun.
You know, so yeah, we've got some really fun vendors out here this year. We have new food trucks, so the food's going to be great. The shopping's going to be great. You know, the shows are going to be great. The crowd is going to be great. It's just going to be a fun year.
Hopefully, I'll get to put on a costume and like.
You will
walk around.
probably see me just like this, except sweatier and in a panic.
Oh no.
I'm already excited.
Yeah.
This would be great.
Now, Lawrence,
Thank you for all of your hard work. For one,
absolutely.
Yes, thank you.
we have enjoyed it every time, and I don't think we've missed since we started going the first time. So,
Well, and we
that.
appreciate you coming back. And really, honestly, we could not do this without you.
Yeah.
We couldn't do this without the people who come and buy a ticket and support the festival and support the vendors and support the food trucks. I mean,
The vendors are important. The entertainment's important. The crowd is important. The volunteers are important. I mean, there's just
everyone's important.
putting all this stuff together in one space is sort of, it's about making friendships and connections and sort of moving forward with that, with everybody kind of as a community. So without the community, we wouldn't be here.
Okay, so I'm seeing this comment from Lawrence about let everyone know of the improvements made to the walkways, road, green room, and saloon. So we have had some really exciting things happen. We brought in how many yards?
We're at 42.
42 yards of
No,
road.
not yards.
No, cubic.
42 times 7 yards is where we are.
42 times
Ooh.
7 yards of cubic yards of road base.
Wow.
It's a
So
lot of
roads,
road
we
base.
did a lot of road.
294.
Thank
There you go. There's the math. I don't.
It's
That's
294 yards of.
I have a calculator. It's okay.
Dirt. I mean, of road base, crushed concrete roads, improving the roads all around the site.
So that includes adding walkways into the village, redoing all the roads and walkways inside of the festival itself, and then taking the road through the campgrounds. We've got
Yeah.
some great new,
The exit road from the
Right.
park.
and then the exit road from the park all the way out through the back. It's now really good, solid road base. Very exciting. That's another thank you to the Allens for that help. We've added a couple of, shipping containers. That's what we've done. To create a new green room for our gazebo stage, for our time traveler stage. And then in the saloon, there is now a big, thick layer of insulation that has been sprayed into the ceiling. And we're going to get the unit installed, the air conditioner.
I have no idea. It depends on how many volunteer
Okay.
hands I get.
So
on
if
the
we
day
get a
that
lot of
happens.
volunteer hands, we're going to get the air conditioning and heating unit installed in the saloon to help control the environment in that saloon this year. So if you're cold, there'll be somewhere warm to go. If you're hot, there's.
If there's more than 10 or 15 bodies in there, it's hot.
Thank you.
If there's not, I mean, the 5-inch, it's R20 value on the ceiling right now. I have to put some.
It's like this thick.
It's in a lot of foam.
That's awesome.
With
It's
spray.
made a huge difference in the environment in the saloon.
Yeah, I mean, right now, if the room holds its temperature, door open or not,
Yep.
it doesn't matter.
Nice.
So we've got an AC and heating unit we're putting in there. We improved the green room for the acts on the time traveler stage, so that is an insulated, doored out, lit interior dressing room, 40-foot container for that, and we've also improved the acts booth. The acts booth has a permanent roof now.
It is gorgeous.
We're improving on pretty much everything on site that we can improve on. We are more lighting, more distribution, more water distribution, more road base, more fire extinguishers. A big Heidi ho to Jim Trent for helping us out with that. And other people have been pitching in. I mean, our volunteers have been out here working daily. We just built a whole bunch of new benches for the
Not So Secret Garden.
Yeah,
it is
today.
a transformation in the Not So Secret Garden. It is weird for us because it's like it looks so different.
Yeah, we just did a bunch of pew style benches.
Did that
that we built.
happen after Sunday?
Yes.
Yeah, that
Yes.
happened. That happened. Today was the day we demoed the whole garden and removed it all and brushed it out and then put in the new benches.
Fun.
Wow.
We built the bench.
Now Birkenhair's grave is still there.
Yes.
Yeah.
I won't remove that grave. But
One grave, lots of bodies.
lots of bodies.
I'll name Jamie. I'll name Jamie. I don't know.
All named Jamie.
Jamie. But I mean, the entire site, we're making improvements in trying to make it easier to get in and out. And improve the audience's interaction, improve our vendors' interaction for the week, their whole experience for the weekend, improve the entertainment's experience for the weekend. So that's a lot of what we're doing right now is making sure that we, affirm that the audience is going to have a good time, that people are going to be there, and that, it's not a stressful weekend for everybody who attends. We want it to be fun.
Yeah.
Well, you guys have yet to let us down on that side, so do a great
Thank
job.
you.
And I see that
And also, just as I know it's really like we're actually 2 minutes over, but just as a little small thing, we currently have radio streaming ads out there on Pandora, TuneIn, iHeartMedia Radio, and Spotify. So if anybody hears those, shoot us a comment and say, "Hey, I heard your ad."
Yeah.
Because
cool.
I when I put on Pandora, I immediately go to sleep. I will never hear my ad.
I feel that. We will be on the lookout for your ad. And if we can do
Awesome.
any of the
Thank
up thumbing or anything like that, we'll make sure it happens. Because we know
Thank you.
I understand advertising is very important. My wife and I literally just started back up our advertising business. And so we get it. It's important.
It's important, and it's also it's a hard space, the advertising space, because I'm like, I think this is where I need to focus that ad. I don't know.
yeah, you're never really sure. Did it work? Did something happen?
And it's one of those things. If one person shows that they saw it, it means like 100 people or more did. They just didn't recognize. They didn't push the
click
button.
through, or they didn't say anything
Right.
about it.
Yeah.
Right.
So you got to almost add zeros to it every time.
Yeah.
And that's why it's important for us to mention that Steampunk November's website is just steampunknovember.com. From there, there's a link to buy tickets. You can get those tickets right now and lock in your
Early bird pricing.
weekend for Steampunk November. That is going to be Saturday and Sunday, November 11th and 12th.
My
So
birthday.
Woo! Happy birthday! I'll say happy birthday when I see you.
So you get a weekend break between Halloween and Steampunk November, and yeah, so excited! It's coming. It's really soon.
Yeah. Just around the corner.
As Leslie said, we're over time. So let me tell everybody about our patrons. Texas Steampunk Connection is supported in part by J.R. Seegers, A School for the Great Game. Edwardiantine Elizabeth Bancroft resents being sent to a finishing school in India. The college is, in fact, the British India School for Spies, teaching the family business of espionage, martial arts, and the Tibetan mystic arts. A School for the Great Game is the first in the Steampunk Garage series on Amazon. We are also supported by Fair Treasures. Kitty at Fair Treasures has a selection of Texas-made female-presenting costumes and accessories for steampunk and Renaissance wear and one-of-a-kind imported jewelry. You can shop Fair Treasures at fairtreasures.com. That's fair with an E. Or on Etsy. Or she will be vending here at Steampunk November, so you can meet her directly. We also want to thank our patrons over at Patreon for personally supporting us, Jenny and Ryan Shaver, and certified aeronaut Natalie McTavish. who was just on 2 weeks ago. And a generous grant from our good friends on the crew of the airship, Aberfeldy, Rita, and Lawrence Allen. Is there anything else we need to throw in here before we take the show out?
Support all your local steampunk events.
Yes.
Yes.
Don't wait for next year. Go to this year for every event you can, because
Every year counts.
every year counts for every event.
Absolutely. And keep tuning into Texas Steampunk Connection to find out what those events are, because we're always looking for them.
Good.
All right. Let's hand it over to Flavio.
So, once again, thank you for listening. You can find us again on Facebook at Texas Steampunk Connection for any comments, questions, suggestions. If you know of something happening steampunk that's happening soon, we can put it on our calendar, on our Patreon, as well as the list of over 100 comics and graphic novels, steampunk and Weird West related.
You can also email us at texassteampunkconnection@gmail.com. And we're a streaming podcast, texassteampunkconnection.podbean.com.
And if you lose it on Facebook and you want to watch a rerun of this show at any point in time on YouTube, you can go find them on Steam Chest.
And although we've made many, many jokes about Twitter, you can look for us at TX Steam Connect 1
Cool.
on Twitter.
I never use it. I never look at it. I don't know. I don't understand Twitter. Yeah, so once again, thank you very much. And until next time, mind your gauges.
Mind your gauges.